Okay, I need everybody to breathe with me for 1 second because these General Hospital spoilers have me sitting here like, wait, are we really doing this now? Because if Drew is about to get up from that bed, fall, bleed out, and basically blow Nina and Willow's entire nightmare wide open, then I am not emotionally prepared. I am not. I've been watching this whole Drew situation build and build. And every time I think it cannot get more twisted, General Hospital says, hold my coffee. Because now we're being teased with the possibility that Drew may try to leave his sickbed. Yes, the same Drew who has been treated like he's completely helpless, the same Drew who has been trapped under this terrifying paralysis like drug situation, the same Drew who may finally realize, wait a minute, my body is working again. And honestly, I screamed because the preview shows Drew moving his fingers, his fingers. That tiny little movement might seem small, but in soap language, that is basically a siren going off. That is the beginning of the end. That is the moment where the walls start cracking and every single lie starts shaking loose. Nina forgot to inject him. Let's just sit with that for a second. Nina forgot the drug that has been keeping Drew under control. And because of that, Drew starts getting movement back, which means he was never truly paralyzed in the way everyone feared. He was being controlled by something that only mimicked paralysis. So once that drug stops entering his system, Drew can recover. And that right there changes everything. Now, do I feel bad for Drew? Yes. Do I also think Drew is probably about to become an absolute menace once he gets his strength back? Also, yes. And that is the messy part because Drew as a victim is one thing. Drew as a man who knows he was drugged, trapped, manipulated, and possibly left to rot. Oh, that is a revenge storm waiting to happen. And let's talk about Nina, because I am conflicted. I really am. 1 minute, I'm yelling at her through the screen like, Nina, what are you doing? And the next minute, I can see the panic in her choices. Not excuse it. Not defend all of it. But understand the fear? Yeah, I get that part. Because when Drew tries to get out of bed, things go horribly wrong. Maybe he thinks Nina has left. Maybe he believes he's alone in the house. Maybe he sees a chance. And what does he do? He tries to reach for his phone. Or maybe he tries to stand up. Either way, this man is desperate. He's not thinking clearly. He's thinking survival. He's thinking escape. He's thinking, I need help now. And then he falls. Oh, my goodness. That fall could be the moment everything flips. Drew may hit his head on the floor, or maybe he crashes into something sharp. Whatever happens, it sounds bad. Not a little stumble. Not a dramatic soap faint where someone wakes up 5 minutes later looking perfect. No, this sounds like blood. A lot of blood. The kind of blood that makes Nina run into that room and instantly realize I am in way over my head. And that is where I think Nina's panic becomes real. Because she is not a doctor. She is not a nurse. She cannot just grab a towel and magically fix a head wound while also protecting a giant secret. Drew is bleeding too much. The situation is no longer about strategy. It's no longer about covering tracks. It's about whether Drew's going to die right there. And honestly, can you imagine Nina standing there for even 2 seconds trying to decide whether calling medical help will expose her and Willow? That is such a brutal soap opera dilemma because in her mind, calling paramedics could destroy everything. It could expose the drugging. It could connect her to Drew's condition. It could drag Willow deeper into the mess. It could bring Sidwell's name into the open. It could blow up lives. But not calling? Drew could die. And I'm sorry, but that is when the whole protect the secret game has to end. There is no cute little cover up when a man is bleeding on the floor. There is no let's think this through when someone might not make it. Nina may have made terrible decisions, but in this moment, I think fear takes over in the most human way possible. She doesn't have time to calculate every consequence. She just needs help. So she calls medical personnel, and that call may save Drew's life. But let's be real, it may also destroy Nina's, because once Drew is taken out of that house, once professionals get involved, once he's no longer being injected with that paralysis mimicking drug, his body can start recovering. And when Drew recovers, oh, baby, he is not going to sit quietly and say, well, that was unfortunate. No, he is going to remember. He is going to piece things together. He is going to ask questions. And when Drew starts asking questions, people should be terrified. Nina should be terrified. Willow should be terrified. Sidwell should absolutely be looking over his shoulder. And this is where I get excited and furious at the same time, because Drew's revenge could be explosive. I know Drew has not always been everyone's favorite lately. Believe me, I know. This character has made choices that had me side-eyeing my screen so hard I nearly pulled a muscle. But being drugged and trapped, that is a whole different level. That is the kind of betrayal that gives a character permission to go scorched earth. And I think that's exactly where this is heading. Drew may survive because Nina makes the emergency call, but that doesn't mean he will forgive her. In fact, it might make it worse, because from Drew's perspective, Nina only helped after things became impossible to hide. He may not see her as a savior. He may see her as someone who panicked when her plan fell apart. And Willow? Oh, Willow. This is where my heart starts fighting with my brain, because I know Willow has been emotionally pulled in all directions. I know she's been vulnerable. I know she's been manipulated by powerful personalities around her. But if she is connected to this situation in any way, Drew is not going to separate her pain from her actions. He's going to feel betrayed, deeply betrayed. And Sidwell? I don't even need to whisper. Sidwell needs to run, because whatever role he played in this mess, Drew recovering means the target on his back gets bigger. Drew is not just going to want answers, he's going to want justice or revenge. And with Drew, sometimes those two things blend together in a very dangerous way. Can we also talk about how soap operas love using one tiny mistake to blow up an entire storyline? Nina forgets one injection, and suddenly Drew's fingers move. Drew gets one moment alone, and suddenly he tries to escape. One fall, one sound, one pool of blood, and suddenly the secret that everyone has been fighting to protect might be exposed. That is classic General Hospital chaos, and I'm eating it up even while screaming at the screen. Ko ai Yongman, huh? Because I feel like I've been betrayed by this story in the best and worst way. I wanted answers, but now that answers are coming, I'm scared of the fallout. I wanted Drew to wake up, but now I'm thinking, oh no, what version of Drew are we getting back? Because if this man opens his eyes, fully recovered and ready for payback, Port Charles is about to become a war zone. And Nina? She may have just made the one choice that saves Drew, but also signs her own doom. That is the tragedy here. The call for help could be the right thing, maybe the only decent thing left to do, but it also opens the door to everything she has been trying to hide. And once Drew is out of that bed, once the drugs are gone, once his body and memory start working together again, nobody involved is safe. I'm telling you right now, this storyline is about to explode. Drew's fall may look like another medical crisis, but I think it's actually the turning point. It is the moment the prisoner becomes the witness. The victim becomes the threat. The secret becomes evidence. And if Drew comes back swinging, I will be watching with popcorn, stress, and probably a headache because General Hospital knows exactly how to make me lose my mind.